But yeah, so that's kind of wild. And Silksong as well, actually, just going back to Silksong. Silksong has been insanely popular. It is an indie Metroidvania game, which, let's be honest, folks, like, I love Metroidvanias. I love a lot of indie Metroidvanias. They're not usually the top sellers, though, when it comes to video games. But on Steam, the Silksong had a concurrent player count of over 500,000. So on Steam alone, no other platform, there was over 500,000 people playing Silksong at the same time. That's insane for a Metroidvania game, I think. So, people were excited about it. Very excited about it. And I can kind of understand why. Because, I mean, the first Hollow Knight is really good. But, you know, there's also the thing that, you know, people were hyping the game up for years, so... The question...
Is it getting good reviews?
I haven't seen any official reviews come in. Because apparently they weren't sent review copies, because apparently...
no one knew it was dropping.
Well, not just that, but also Hollow Knight Silksong, I think, was partially crowdfunded. And I think they said that they didn't want to send review copies out before they got the copies to the backers. Because the backers were meant to be the first people to, like, play it. So...
That's kind of nice.
But what that does mean is that there's a delay in, like, actual official reviews, because people were only getting them when the game actually... Getting the game when they actually came out, so they couldn't, like, do any previews of them or anything. So...
Oh, yeah.
But people in general seem to be very positive about it so far. So
that's good.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that. I mean, it's nice to see some success in the video game industry at this point, considering that for so long, so many companies, in fact, like, we still see it all the time, people being laid off in the video game industry.
It's not just video game, it's the film industry as well.
Yeah, but it's been exceptionally brutal in the video game industry. Like, tens upon tens of thousands of people being let go. And it's also, I don't know if this applies to movies as well, but...
I know since the actor strike, layoffs are more frequent. There was a lot of layoffs during the strike. Remember my sister was one of them.
Yeah.
Does she has a job. I told you she's working now again.
I remember you telling me that.
It took a while, like, she was doing a lot of freelancing and stuff up until recently. It's just unfortunately the way it went, kind of.
Yeah, I get that. However, here's a question. In the film industry, did they ever, like, shut down a studio or, like, close groups or stuff that were successful?
See, I don't know. See, her place originally, she did all the trailers and posters and worked and stuff like that. But during COVID, since there was no movies really being made, they actually did all that stuff for Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's a way to do it.
So they did a lot of stuff for Amazon Prime, a lot of that kind of stuff. Like a lot, like.
I assume there's good money in it.
Like she kind of said, if it was like. It wasn't for Amazon Prime pretty much kept the company afloat, like. Which is why there was one instance, I think I told you this before, there was one instance where around 4:30 they were told that Amazon Prime said they wanted something done by like 6 a.m. the next morning, so her and others had to stay until like 3 in the morning or something.
Good God.
Doing it, because obviously they were what was bringing the company in. If it wasn't for them, they'd not be working.
Still,
so they
a bit unreasonable.
Oh, it was. They were annoyed, but like
they couldn't exactly say no.
They couldn't say no because Amazon was keeping them afloat. Like, what could you say when the thing that's basically putting your bread and butter on the table tells you to do something?
Yeah, I kind of
have to do it. So they did it, and she got home late. Now, obviously, since she was really home late, the work paid for the taxis home because it was too late to get the underground in London home. But yeah, I always remember that, and that was years ago. And then she left, and went to another place that recruited her, kind of, and she was supposed to be doing stuff for Netflix, but then the actor-writer strike happened, which mean that Netflix didn't need as much done anymore. So she was obviously, last in, first out kind of thing. So she was one of the people on the chopping block. It was just unfortunate, and that's how, like, it wasn't anything personal against her. It was just, unfortunately, what happened. Like, if she knew that was going to happen, she might have stayed at the other place. But, like, how, at that time, they didn't know that strike was going to happen.
Of course. What I was talking about more was there was an instance that to this day is incomprehensible, and people don't understand why it happened.
Which one is this?
So, many years ago, Microsoft bought a company called Bethesda. Now, that includes Bethesda Softworks, which is the game company that makes stuff like Elder Scrolls and Fallout and all that stuff. But they also got a bunch of other studios with them. Like, for instance, they got Machine Games, which are the ones who do Wolfenstein. They got id Software, which are the people who do Doom.
Okay.
But one of the things that Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox...
Oh, no!
One of the things he was most excited about was that with the acquisition of Bethesda Softworks, they got their first Japanese developer.
Oh, who?
Tango Gameworks. So they've released 4 games. I think 5 if you include a mobile game. But I'm just going to go with like console and PC. So the first game... So first off, the company Tango Gameworks was set up by... Oh yeah, so if you do this... And then you go down with the other one and slot it in at the bottom.
Oh, I gotcha, yeah.
And then you can use the T to fill in that one down there.
If I have to just do any problems, yeah.
See?
Yes.
So that's like one way you can deal with...
Yeah, I kind of forget about that sometimes, which I know I shouldn't.
So I just felt like I needed to point that out. But anyway, so it was set up by Shinji Mikami, who... A lot of people will know as the guy who directed a bunch of the Resident Evil games, which are obviously like some of the most well-respected survival horror games ever made. And originally he had an idea of what the company was going to be, but he ran into money issues, and so it was like, well, like, we'll fund you if you make another horror game for us,
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, sure, I'll make a horror game for you. Which turned out to be The Evil Within. I don't know if you know anything about The Evil Within.
Not really.
So they released The Evil Within. Then they released The Evil Within 2. Then after that was a game called Ghostwire Tokyo.
Oh, I know Ghostwire Tokyo. How do I know that one? I don't know.
No idea myself, if you're not familiar with the other ones. But kind of going back to more what Shinji Mikami wanted originally. He wanted the company to be more experimental with stuff, like not to be like locked to horror as it was at the time, but like to like take on lots of different projects and be more creative and stuff. And they kind of got that with a game called Hi-Fi Rush.
I don't know that game.
So Hi-Fi Rush is like an anime-style hack and slash. There's also a rhythm game, so you've got to hack and slash to the rhythm of the music that's playing.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I do know in Japan they do like the rhythm games. Okay, this is a very boring episode everywhere because I've been here for, I say, a good while.
Yeah, but you know it happens. I'll finish some of my points and then maybe I'll try to look up some advice for you. Because I'm not really sure what other advice I can give, but... what was I saying? Oh yeah, so they released that and everyone loved it. And it seemed like it was doing well enough for the type of game it was. It wasn't a massive, like, super expensive game. They were selling it for $29.99, I believe. And it was on Xbox Game Pass, which has resulted in the thing where they don't announce sales numbers, they announce players. Okay. Which can be a bit annoying because then you don't actually know the sales figures. But they announced, sometime afterwards, we've got 3 million players of Hi-Fi Rush.
Okay.
Very successful.
That's good.
And then some months later, actually, I guess it was probably actually about a year later, now that I think about it, they announced that they were shutting down Tango Gameworks, the company that made that game. And everyone was like, why? Why are you shutting them down? And Microsoft would never answer it. They were asked it in, like, interviews and stuff, and they just didn't seem to have the answer. They would all just spout some other nonsense about, you know, efficiency and, you know, overheads and all this random nonsense.
Yes, well, I guess, yeah.
And they were even saying in one interview, like, I think, I can't remember who she was exactly, but she was some kind of representative for Xbox. She was like, you know, we need to make these more experimental, smaller, like, games to, like, you know, for our content. And a lot of people were saying, now this was an interview, so they were only saying after the fact, after she'd been interviewed, they were saying, why shut Tango Gameworks down then? Because that's exactly the kind of thing they were doing. Now, it turned out that while Tango Gameworks were being, you know, shut down, a Korean company called Nexon, I think? I'm not 100% about that, so I might need to be fact-checked about that.
Yeah.
But it was some kind of Korean company. They offered to buy Tango Gameworks, as well as the IP for Hi-Fi Rush. So...
Oh, I did that wrong. Shit, okay.
It's fine. You can slot something else in there.
Oh, I think I can...
Yeah, you could slot this one in.
There we go.
So, like, they've acquired that. Now, Microsoft still owns the rights to the other games that Tango Gameworks made, which was like The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo. But this other company now owns Hi-Fi Rush, as well as the company that made Hi-Fi Rush. So they were kind of saved in the end. But it was just this big head-scratcher of, like, it seemed like this game was...
Why even shut them down in the first place?
Yeah. Like, it seemed like this game was very successful for what it was. Again, it wasn't a AAA game. It was like a more kind of AA experimental kind of game. People really liked it. A lot of people said it was like the highlight of Microsoft's Xbox releases that year. And then they were shutting that company down. It's like... And it brought up this thing of, like, not even success can save you anymore in the video game industry now. Because you can still be successful and they might still want to shut you down. And
Why did I do that? Okay.
So that's how bad the video game industry is right now, that even success can't save you. I remember, like, one of the Tango Gameworks people being very bitter about it as well, because...
I say it came as a surprise.
When you was talking about, you know, we need games that win awards and stuff, they tweeted with, like, I think an angry emoji, a picture of, like, all the awards that Hi-Fi Rush had won. You know, like, because they were like, you know, like, this was...
Like, fuck you, basically.
Yeah, like, we did this. We did exactly what you said, and you still got rid of us.
Maybe there's another reason. I don't know.
Maybe, but if they did, they never communicated it well. They just gave us random corporate speak.
Oh yeah, that's what companies do.
So, yeah, the video game industry is just in a nasty place right now in terms of layoffs. So, it's nice to see some success. You know, like, Silksong was very successful. Another game that turned out to be very successful this year, I think, was Claire Obscura Expedition 33.
Oh, I heard of that.
People love that game.
Yeah.
It's a French game, but it's very heavily inspired by, like, Final Fantasy and all those JRPGs. And people think it's, like, really, really cool. I would like to try it myself. I've heard it's really good.
Yeah,
so.
no, I know of it.
Yeah. So I would like to play it at some point. But again, I have so many games to play.
Don't we all?
Yeah, they pushed you up there. So maybe I should try looking up some advice.
Maybe keep looking up advice and I'll just keep going.
So yeah, when that kind of stuff happens, it's just tragic. And you also look at some of these budgets, these video game budgets, and some of them are so expensive, and you're wondering to yourself why. Like, so I think I might have told you this before, Kathlynn, but Marvel Spider-Man 2, which was the Spider-Man game that Sony released, I think in 2023, I think, is when it originally came out, I think. That had a budget of $315 million.
Oh, wow.
That is...
Now, the Spider-Man games, I think, kind of do well.
They do, but the thing is, even though they do well, because they've got such a disgustingly high budget, they don't actually get that much of a return on investment. Plus, also, each sale they make, there's a cut that goes to Marvel, because it's a licensed
Oh,
game.
so which basically means Disney now.
So,
Because Disney, everybody owns everything. That is the one lesson in life.
is this level 5-9?
Oh god, I'm not. Oh fuck, I'm not sure.
I'll just take a look and see if it is. Level 5-9. I think this sounds right. My first introduction to the weird black and blue space ghost guy.
Oh yeah, this is the black and blue space ghost guy.
Is this the first time we've met him?
I think so. Ah shit. Nope, never mind.
Ecolo 5-9.
It could be the first time. I'm actually not 100% sure.
I'm gonna look at this video and make sure. Yeah, we're in the constellation zone, right? So
Yes.
I think, yeah, that is the level. Oh wait, this is the last page. I always hate that when you open up a forum post and it's like several pages into the topic. Okay, I've got some pieces of advice, but I'll have to wait until you're done before.
Yeah, I fucked up. Okay.
Okay, so first off, there's some advice here.
Okay.
Some of it's general advice, some of it is specific to this level. So the general advice is saying, when playing against Tetris, it's hard to damage them when you're also playing Tetris.
Okay.
Oh, you're going straight into it.
Oh, I said I'm pausing it now. Oh wait, I'm going to pause it. Sorry, go on.
And so they were saying the main thing to do is to be consistent, getting those 4-line Tetrises.
Okay.
You have to hit hard and hit often. Speed is less important than consistency. And also, if it reassures you, this is apparently quite a troubling level to a lot of people.
Okay.
A lot of people struggle with this level.
Oh.
So it's not just you. Now, I honestly can't remember myself, but if I struggled with it, but also I feel like I played this ages ago. I can't remember when exactly I played this. In my head, I feel like it could have been like 2021 or something. So, you know, good few years. And yeah, so they were saying, well, first off, you'll probably laugh at this. To get 3 stars on this level,
Yeah.
you have to beat him within a minute and a half.
Ah. Very funny.
Very funny, yeah.
They're very comedic in this, aren't they?
I can't remember if I got all the stars in the game or if I just skipped it after a while. I can't remember. But like the strategy here, they say that it's very difficult. They give it is it 5 out of 5 in difficulty? What's the actual limit? Let me see. Probably tell you like how much yes, with 5 being the hardest, yeah. So this is, in this person's opinion, one of the hardest levels in this game.
Oh, joy.
And they were saying you'll need about 4-line Tetrises in rapid succession before he shows signs of losing.
Yeah, I'm not getting that.
Which, of
Jesus.
course, comes down to how frequent, how many eye blocks you get, and if Okoro doesn't feel like sending your Tetrises right back at you. So what I was thinking was to give you a little break. I was going to take a crack at this myself.
Okay,
After you're done this one.
let's just see how I miserably do here.
And then I'll give it a try a few times, and well, because I did that in the past, and there was one time where I beat the level, and then you went back to beat the level, and you were able to beat it, like, it still took you a bit, but like, you were able to beat it soon enough
Yeah.
after.
Okay, I say I'm losing, so okay, you might have to go a bit closer because of my lead not.
Yeah, so Caitlin's lead, folks. So I might sound a bit.
Because this is more for charging, because my controllers, so I have 2 controllers at home, and I charge one while I use the other one, and I swap.
Now I might need 1 or 2 goes just to remember the controls.